It's coming. It's finally coming. Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril, and we've got a quick little blog for you this week as our first release of the week, just to let you guys know that that long-awaited promise that we have teased probably since the channel's inception, that long-running thing we've dropped into conversations, and we've continuously been like, we're going to get around to this, we'll do this, we'll get around to this eventually and whatnot. Quest of the Ringbearer, that old thing, is finally starting to happen. That's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm not even joking. It is finally happening. We're so excited, and obviously now we've got our new space, new Mithril Towers that you guys obviously saw on YouTube, one of the previous uploads, and we wanted to have just a little chance just to kind of go through how the campaign's going to work for 5 minutes, some of the special rules we're going to be doing, and some house rules that we're going to be incorporating into the campaign. So I'm going to say this now. Everyone's probably sitting there being like, yeah, okay, fine, it's coming. You've been saying it's coming for a long time. We've actually filmed 4 scenarios. We have filmed the first 4. Farm Maggots Crop, Shortcuts Make Long Delays, Buckleberry Ferry, and The Old Forest. They are 4 in the bank, and they are in the process of being edited together. So that's, as you can see from these pictures here, some stills from some of the scenarios we've done so far. There's some really cool looking stuff there, and shenanigans aplenty, that's what I'll say. There's been plenty of shenanigans and a couple of curveballs that we weren't quite expecting. Let's just say that there's a very high level of energy in all these games, and we're super excited to get this out to you guys. So how's the campaign going to work? Are we just going to do the Ringbearer campaign? Are we going to do this, that, whatever? So we are going to run it as a linked campaign, and we are starting from Farmer Maggot's Crop, which is just kind of like the intro scenario you do. It doesn't really have any other bearing on the campaign as a whole, but we are running it from that. Now our campaign's going to be slightly different. We are going to run the campaign through not just the Quest of the Ringbearer book, but we're going to try and run it through the War in Rohan and the Gondor at War scenarios. And we're only going to be focusing on scenarios that feature members of the Fellowship. So we'll go through Warg Attack and the Helm's Deep fights for 2 towers. We'll then go into all the Minas Tirith defense with Gandalf and the Ride of the Rohirrim because Merry's there. And we're going to try and just touch on every scenario that actually includes a Fellowship member, or a Fellowship member which would have been replaced by a Fantasy Fellowship member, which is the plan. And I'm going to take the normal Fellowship through, as I am currently doing at the moment, and we're going to set a benchmark and see just how far the actual thematic Fellowship would have got, or will get, in this campaign. And then the idea is we're going to invite as many people as we can, and who want to take part, to come and join in and come through with their own fantasy fellowships, and whoever gets the furthest will get a prize and the accolade of being known as the fantasy fellowship champion. So yeah, we tied it up, and it's going to be something like 54 scenarios per run if you get through all scenarios, which, let's be fair, I'm very honest here, probably not going to make it. I'm lucky that I'm not dead yet. There are a couple of rolls in one of the particular scenarios, which we'll see when it goes live, which under other circumstances might not have gone so well, but I'm not going to ruin anything, not going to spoil anything too early. You're going to have to watch the video to see these shenanigans. We are, as much as we can, going to be adhering to the terrain requirements. A lot of the Fellowship stuff is generally bushes, plants, trees, rocks, rivers, that kind of thing, which we've all got. That's not a problem. It's only Moria that will start being a bit of a pain. Weathertop also being a bit of a pain. There's a little bit of creative license with some of them. We explain it all in the videos, but as much as we can, we will adhere to all the terrain constraints. All models, and hopefully as much of the terrain building as possible, will be featured on the channel as separate tutorials. The current Quest of the Ringbearer playlist, which features all the Fellowship of the Ring painting tutorials, will be renamed to Fellowship, just to avoid confusion when the scenarios start to go live. And yeah, all the resources and materials will be featured on the channel for you to be able to follow along for. But we're super excited to get this finally on the go here. There are a couple of extra rules which we'll be adhering to during the course of the campaign. There are the 3 main rewards after every scenario. So every scenario has a bearing on how the Fellowship progress in this following scenario. So for example, if you win Buckleberry Ferry, for example, it has a knock-on effect, either good or bad, depending on who won, for the following scenario. But there are special rewards which get awarded to members of the Fellowship after each battle. There is the Bravest Companion Award. This is awarded to one model at the end of the battle who may have done something particularly heroic, or sacrificed themselves in service of the Ringbearer, or done something particularly courageous. At which point they get to re-roll the dice which they roll for determining how many might, will, and fate and resources they get back into the scenario. There is the Fellow Adventurer Award, and these are, generally speaking, just awards that go out to the members of the Fellowship who were just kind of there. They pulled their weight, they were there, they helped in the battle, but nothing particularly catastrophic happened during the course of their fight, but nothing particularly amazing happened during the course of their fight. So most of the Fellowship members will be getting this award most of the time. And then there is the Fool of a Took award, and this goes to a member of the Fellowship who did something particularly stupid, or didn't quite pull their weight, or just as a result of their actions caused the downfall of either the scenario or another member of the Fellowship. So that will be fun. We'll be keeping track of how many of the Fellowship members win which awards as well as we go through, so you can see who's been the most courageous Fellowship member, who's been the slightly less courageous and slightly less with it Fellowship member. But that'll be a fun little thing as well. And we'll also keep track after every scenario of all the Fellowship's might, will and fate, how many kills they got, little stats like that as well. We're completely revamping, hopefully, the format of battle reports, so you'll have something a bit new and a bit fresh to watch as and when we bring this out, which we're super excited to bring out for you guys. So excited. And then as we're playing this as a link campaign, there's a very big chance that members of the Fellowship will perish on the way through. Any Fellowship member who dies during a scenario, we have to roll on the table afterwards. On a roll of a 1, the hero is slain. They are no longer part of that campaign, they are out. So we don't want that. Might can be used, so it's a careful balance of trying to juggle your might that you use in game and making sure if anything goes wrong, you've got that ability to not let them die later on down the line. On a 2 or a 3, they're just wounded, so they regain 1 wound but don't gain any other characteristics. And on a 4+, they're recovered, they gain 1 wound, and they can then recover as normal. And then also at the end of every game, every Fellowship member can roll on the recovering strength table, and based on if they got Bravest Companion, Fellow Adventurer, or Fool of a Took, determines how many might, will, or fate they might get back at the end of a game. So there's a lot of juggling here. There's a lot of juggling to work around. But it's actually been a lot more straightforward than I thought it was going to be. I'm forever forgetting that it's called Bravest Companion. In the last 4 scenarios, I think I called it every single other iteration other than Bravest Companion. Other than that, there's not really a great deal to say. We are going to have all the models and everything we need, as I say, listed as tutorials and guides, so you can follow along as and when you decide to do your campaigns. When the Fellowship get to Lothlorien, I believe the idea is to give them the gifts that they are entitled to as we get there. So Boromir will get his belt, the Hobbits will get their daggers, X, Y, and Z. And then when we get to Fantasy Fellowships, we will have little introductions with everybody who's taking part, where they can talk through their Fantasy Fellowships and why they've gone for a certain theme or why they've picked certain characters. And it'll be a really lovely, long-running blog series, and we're hoping for a really cool series of Batreps and videos for you guys to watch as part of this campaign going forward. And who knows, I might even take my Fantasy Fellowship through at some point as well. There are also rest points built into the campaign. For example, when we get past Fog of the Barrow Downs, you take a rest point at Tom Bombadil's house, and all heroes regain all their stats. So there are rest points there, so it's not quite so brutal on on Fellowship members. And I think just looking at the book now, actually, there is a long-running campaign structure which features quite a lot of the scenarios from Return of the King and Two Towers. But we'll add a few more in and really make it as in-depth as we can. So we're looking at this being a really long-running series, going to be super in-depth, going to be a lot to it, and I just really hope you guys are excited as we are. We've been filming, we literally are up till, we started on Sunday, and we were literally up till about 2:30 in the morning because we just wanted to do the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. We were so excited, and we got 4 done that same day. We're super excited to get this out for you guys. We cannot wait to share it with you, and we're looking forward to taking the next step in Planet Mithril's content and the level of stuff we put out. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a blog thing, just so you guys can be rest assured that finally Quest of the Ringbearer is coming, and you saw the pictures. But yes, so it's not a massive video today, but I just wanted to tease that for you again and tell you it's definitely coming. Super excited, and thank you guys for continuing to grow and support the channel. We're well over the 4,000 subscriber mark now, which is astronomical. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday, probably with another painting tutorial, and then hoping to release the first Quest of the Ringbearer definitely before March is out, probably if not next week, then the week after. But that's the plan, and then we're going to try and get them out maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on filming frequency. But they are coming, and they'll be coming thick and fast when they drop. But until then, guys, we hope you enjoy. Take care of yourselves, and as always, happy hobbying.